Tuesday night, as Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris was making an impassioned speech to voters in Washington, D.C., her boss, President Joe Biden, may have made the most consequential gaffe of his long and gaffe-laden political career when he said, and I quote, "The only garbage I see floating around is his supporters." He was referring, of course, to Trump's voters and putative voters, and the comments came in reference to some truly moronic remarks made by roast comedian Tony Hinchcliffe at Trump's otherwise highly successful Madison Square Garden rally. No sooner had Biden said this than both the entire Democratic Party establishment, the White House itself, and the leftist infrastructure in traditional media went into damage control mode. The funniest, and it truly was funny, element of that was a series of panicked progressive tweeters insisting that there had been an apostrophe in the word supporters, and that what Biden was trying to say was the only garbage he saw floating around was his supporters' demonization of Latinos. This is obviously false. Anyone who listens to Biden speaking on the video will hear for him or herself quite clearly that Biden is calling Trump voters garbage. The White House picked up that theme, releasing a transcript of Biden's remarks, including this phantom apostrophe, and every sane person on Twitter and in the wider media had a field day making fun of it and laughing themselves silly over this really what may be the most pathetic attempt at damage control in an administration famous for its lame and pathetic attempts at damage control. Voters should be grateful to the president for his accidental truth-telling, because that is how he and how other Democratic elites see Trump's voters and even people who are considering voting for Trump, really outside the pale of humanity. It's not for me to say in some moral absolute term whether they're right or wrong, but I think it's pretty clear that that attitude is one reason why the Harris campaign has struggled so mightily in the polls, and why, as we head down the home stretch of what certainly feels like the longest presidential election in human history, the race is still poised on a knife edge, and by all visible data, Trump has recaptured momentum.
For more stories like these, be sure to subscribe to the New York Post right here on YouTube.